I don't know how to do this. Have you seen the NeverEnding story?
Wow.
I'm just gonna
Top-notch banter. No, I mean, obviously I'm aware of it. It's iconic, right? Like,
yeah.
I know the
Ruined
cover.
childhoods.
I know the kid on the weird.
Not ruined, traumatized children.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not seen
that's
it.
That's the going meme anyway.
Okay. No, I haven't seen it.
Let's watch it. So
I am giving you 14 days, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from this here day.
Okay.
To come good.
Come clean.
Well, I would
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I would say that you're probably a man of honor. Right?
Sure.
You feel like you're a man of honor?
I'm an upstanding young fine gentleman.
Let me play a clip for you.
Some of those things are true.
Let me play a clip for you from our very show, January 26th of this year, 2025.
Did we make a bet that I'm not remembering?
The longer we do this, the less
it.
it matters.
I think.
Unless we reach the
Are you going to play it for the...
Oh, you can't. Your headphones are turned all the way down.
Oh.
There. Can you hear? No?
Is everyone else going to be able to hear it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Reset button.
I think more importantly, the part of me that is concerned about my entertainment and viewer entertainment and all of those things is that there is a humiliation or some sort of repercussion.
So for the record, we're talking about the outcome of, we're talking about how there's a little bit of an issue because the longer we do the first time watch series, there is less change happening in the score.
Okay.
And we're talking about like, well, how, like, we need to introduce some sort of stakes so that there's, so that there's a reason to actually fight
I
for.
don't remember this
To actually fight for doing selecting good films as opposed to just
play the clip. Play
for
the
the
clip.
person who loses each year.
I'm not down to Kenny versus Spenny this.
Oh, I'm not saying we do Kenny versus Spenny. I'm not saying you have to eat horse cum. I'm just saying.
That's a nasty show.
I'm saying, like, we film you lost, so we film you eating a teaspoon of awful hot sauce, or we film me doing something that I really don't want to do because my films suck compared to yours.
Yeah, I'm not down for that.
Well, then what's the point? Then what does it matter? You remove all stakes.
Why do there have to? It can't be just fun for the sake
You
of
don't add
fun.
stakes? I
like a good steak.
Nothing is fun for the sake of fun.
That's not true.
Okay. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Come April, or whenever I'll have to take you just gave me the perfect idea. No, I agree 100% with you. No torture. Whoever wins at the end of the 12 months is purchased and prepared a real nice steak dinner.
Oh,
because there needs to be a steak.
Because there needs to be steak. He's
Hang on,
treated
hang
to
on.
a real nice steak. And I'm talking, like, I don't mean grocery store. I mean, if I lose, I'm
Go to the butcher shop.
I take my ass to the butcher, and the guy gets me a steak where I'm like, oh my, I've never seen a steak that thick, and we get the charcoal grill going, and we slap that steak on. Well, whatever. Deal? Handshake.
Okay.
All right, steak dinner.
Okay, now,
Okay.
I would just like to, if in case
back to the scoreboard.
back to the scoreboard here.
You won. We
because
remember
we just
you won.
recently wrapped up our first year of of doing this.
I completely forgot we made that.
Your total score was a 6.5. Mine was a 7.2. You have 14 days, sir. You have 14 days with which
to cook you a steak.
to cook me. No,
Dude, my
not,
schedule is way too booked for that.
not just a steak, a real nice steak.
Here's
Dinner.
what we'll do. Here's what we'll do.
Okay.
You and your missus
Yeah.
will come over to my family's house
'Kay.
for steak dinner.
Butcher shop steak. Like
I
want
will
to see
get-
I want to see the brown
I will get
paper it came in.
one really nice.
Yeah, I'm
steak.
the only one.
And
The rest from
I've
the
got-
grocery store.
Well, no, we bought a quarter of a cow
Oh, okay.
a while back, so that everybody's gonna get nice steaks.
Okay.
but one of the steaks will be
like-
an exceptional steak.
Ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know that thing will cook all the way through. It's so.
Oh,
damn thick.
it'll have to be cooked a little bit separately, differently.
Yeah. All right. That's well. So what's funny was I had forgotten about this entirely as well, and then I was in the studio here doing something 2 days ago, and Brienne is sitting out in the kitchen working away at something, and she has the podcast playing on her phone, and I can hear it,
in the background.
and and she's listening to the RoboCop episode where we're talking about this steak dinner, and I was like, "Oh yeah, son of a bitch! Where the hell's my steak?" So
I will I will respond to that statement, that story, with something my little boy, my 2-year-old, has we just heard him say it for the first time yesterday. And he said it once yesterday at dinner, and then he said it 3 times this morning and once today at dinner. What the heck?
Oh, that's not that bad.
Except he does it in the 2-year-old.
What the heck?
What the heck? What the heck?
That's not bad. That's cute.
It's hilarious.
Because you have with your
yeah.
boys had some like, oh, okay, this is funny, but maybe don't say that.
No, not
No?
really. No, that's.
No swearing?
Oh, there was one time when.
Because I feel
think
like
it
we
was-
talked about it on the show.
Yeah, there was one time when Howard. I think it was Howard. It could have been Laverne. When Howard was said something that sounded like a curse word,
You
but
thought
we
it was,
weren't sure.
you thought he was saying "son of a bitch" or
yeah,
something.
but it was
Yeah.
babbling. It
Yeah.
was they were barely talking at the time. They were just
Yeah.
starting to talk, so it could have been anything.
Wow, how better
it sounded
how
like,
better to
but-
start than
What the heck?
Hello and welcome to the Movie Men podcast.
What the heck? We're the B team.
That's Carl.
It's Brady.
I'm so excited for steak. Okay, so
It's warm in here.
never-ending story. I mean,
The never-ending story. I actually didn't remember that song. It was the theme, the other background song during the film.
what I want to know, my only question. Can we start with question? I have one question, then we can do initial impressions.
Sure.
Who the hell blends an egg into orange juice and then drinks that as their breakfast?
I'm really curious what that tastes like now. Because, have you ever had
have
a
a
whiskey
blender.
sour?
I have a blender. Yeah.
Whiskey sour uses egg whites.
No.
Yes, it does.
No.
Traditional whiskey sour uses egg white. Uses an
How
egg
do
white.
you make a whiskey sour?
I'm pretty sure it's a whiskey sour. Because it's
Traditional.
kind of frothy. And the frothiness comes from the egg. Because if you whip, if you take
Bourbon, lemon juice, and simple syrup. That's it.
there's a drink.
To use egg white or not. Have you ever seen that amazing layer of foam resting gently
Yeah,
at the
there you
top
go.
of a cocktail? Yeah, you can thank egg white for that.
Yeah.
To
so if
some-
you remove the yolk, and you whip the
Yeah, well,
the
yeah,
white,
yeah.
it becomes almost like whipped cream.
Like the whiskey to give it a cocktail.
not
Okay,
the same
yeah.
flavor.
I mean, I've had whiskey sours. I don't think I've ever had one with egg white in it, because I think that probably suggests a level of bar fanciness that I'm not.
They make them at the
typically
match. With
Match
egg
is a
white.
pretty expensive place.
It's nice.
But no, but you know what I mean? Like it's
I wasn't saying the match.
it's
is
probably
the match is okay.
It's probably the fanciest place in town
now. It is, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, initial impressions. This was your film, so you get to go first.
So there's definitely some nostalgia riding into this film. I have not seen this film in definitely over 25 years. Maybe 25 years.
Right.
It's been a long time. But I remember as a kid seeing this one and seeing the second one. And maybe even the third one, because we watched the trailers for the second and the third one after wrapping this one up. Which apparently Jack Black is in the NeverEnding Story 3 as the main
We talked about
antagonist.
that on the show. Like,
did we really?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I
don't
think when we did the Stand By Me episode, I was looking them up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sorry.
I forgot about that.
Sorry to kill your fun story there.
But still, wow. Yeah. I liked this film as a kid, and I still like it. I think it's fun. I don't think it fully holds up. I think parts do, parts don't. But taken as a 1984 kind of preteen film, adventure film, we'll call it. It's good. That's my initial impression.
Okay.
What's your initial impression? You got an impression?
Yeah.
Did it impression you?
I have been impressioned. I'm not going to say I'm impressed, but I will say I've been impressioned. No. This movie, I will start by giving it an accolade. This is quite possibly the most nostalgic 80s film of all time. Right? Just like or iconic 80s film of all time.
You mean like as in everybody knows about it?
Yeah, everyone knows about it. And it's just it just kind of seems like it lives on its own. It's in its own category.
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't really compare it to it's like the Chicken McNugget.
In the zeitgeist of movies,
There are other nuggets out there.
everybody knows it's there.
But it doesn't you can't compare the Chicken McNugget
It's
to
memed on
other
every once in a
nuggets
while.
because it's kind of just its own thing.
Yeah.
And I think that applies to this film. Having said that, I am pretty excited for my 2026 steak dinner. This is an wildly subpar film. Like if you actually watch it, so I'm 32, and if you sit down and you watch this film for the first time at 32, and you're sitting down to go, is this or is this not like worthy of an iconic 1980s title? I think the pacing's bad. I think the acting is monumentally horrendous. Like not just bad. Monumentally horrendous acting. Pretty much all the way around. I think that the movie feels incomplete. Like I think the film starts by setting up a bunch of shit for the first 10 minutes of the film. And either A, doesn't return to those like the story of the film doesn't actually end up dealing with any of those, or there's not any resolution or resolving of those. And if there is, it's simply just chasing bullies down the street on a dragon for a fun final, right? Like
Right.
And it ultimately, I think, is not. It's not what I was expecting it to be. It's not what I wanted it to be. I think there was a moment early on where I thought I knew what it was going to be, and I was like, "Oh, sick, cool. I think I'm on board for this." It turned out not to be that, and that kind of hurt the film. Not that it had to be what I wanted it to be, but it turned out to be something I didn't like near as much.
Okay.
So that'll be my initial. It's a pretty harsh initial impression.
Yeah, I was gonna follow that up with harsh.
But I do think it is the most iconic 80s film of all time. But I don't even know, I don't know if this would be considered a cult classic. I kind of want to look up how it was initially received when it came out. It's got an 84 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean, right, this film was out for 15 years before Rotten Tomatoes was a thing. So this movie isn't... Rotten Tomatoes in this case is not a good indicator of the initial response to this film.
Right, but it's 84 on the tomato meter and 81 on popcorn.
Right,
so that's user and
but after
and critic.
15 years of this film having a chance to become a cult classic, right, and kind of enter that own zeitgeist. So I'm just curious.
But it's usually a lot of times it's not. Sorry, I'm kind of trying to sort my words out here while I'm talking, which is not sounding great. Not always, but I think more often than not, a film that is a cult classic doesn't usually have a great critic score. I wouldn't think. I don't think it's the rule. I don't think there's a rule to it, but I think if you were to average them out, I think more often than not.
Well, give me an example of a cult classic. A film that's not great, but has...
I want to say Mallrats, but that wasn't Kevin Smith's first. Was Kevin Smith's first film?
Clerks. So Clerks...
I would assume the critic score for that would be low, would be my bet.
Has a 90 and 89.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah, because by the time Rotten Tomatoes was a thing, even though Clerks is not great, people loved it.
And that doesn't mean critics would love it.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I am reading here, interestingly, and this kind of... Me talking about how this film felt incomplete, this fact that I just read helps, but I still think it's problematic. The first film adapted the first half of the original novel, while the second half of the novel was used as the rough basis for the second film. So it is half the book.
Right.
Right? It doesn't actually...
It'd be like watching Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, and not knowing if there was another...
That there's more
else.
to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that, I guess.
Which, it's based on a book. Probably the time this was written, the book was probably decently read, we'll say. I didn't
realize it was a book.
I honestly, neither did I.
Right?
Right? Yeah. So
what do you want to...
Well, you said something in your initial impression
positive.
that I found that sounded interesting to me.
Okay.
You said at one point you thought it was going to do something.
Yes.
But it didn't.
Yeah.
Let's dive
so
into
this
that.
is not
What did you think it was going to be?
Right.
And why are you disappointed it didn't go there? And
now,
whatever?
this is not necessarily the fault of the film, because maybe this is how it is in the book. I don't know. I haven't read the book. I don't know how different the book is from the film.
Right.
Maybe when you read the book, you're reading a book about a kid reading a book. I don't know. it seemed to me like once the kid got his hands on this book, stole it from the guy's shop, and it was the book at this point had been sort of heavily hinted at by the old man that runs the shop that this is not your garden variety book. I think you can kind of infer at this point in the film that there's something maybe magical, supernatural about this book.
Right.
Book's got powers.
Right. Yeah.
I was certain.
It's not a safe book.
I was certain that this was going to be a story about this kid opens a book up that night, starts reading it, gets sucked in, like almost becomes like a Narnia thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That Bastian
Page Master.
The Bastian gets sucked into, and I'm glad you brought up Page Master. The Bastian gets sucked into Fantasia and has to become the hero. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Instead, he sort of gets Page Mastered, but he actually gets done more dirty than Macaulay Culkin did in Page Master, because at least Macaulay Culkin goes on and continues voice acting throughout the entirety of Page Master, whereas in this case, the kid playing Bastian is in like the first 15 minutes of the film and then pops in, does a tiny bit of narration and pops in every 30 minutes or so to shoot a 60-second scene.
It's more akin to Princess Bride in that respect.
Yes. But it's weird because in Princess Bride are what I would assert as, like, in this, I would assert Bastian as being the main character of this movie.
Yeah, okay.
But he really kind of not, right? And it's okay.
The protagonist title I would say is shared between Bastian and Atreyu.
Right. What's weird but it works in
purposeful.
It works in Princess Bride because when Princess Bride starts, yes, you have this kid, right? Real life kid. And the affliction or the problems of this real life kid, he's homesick. Mm-hmm. He's homesick. His grandpa's going to read him a story. Great. We don't need
greatest love story ever
you don't
told.
need to do anything with like, you know, you can present that this kid is sick. Nothing needs to be done with that moving forward. Mm-hmm. In this film, it's presented kids really struggling in terms of, like, you know, he's lost his mom and he's having trouble at school. He's drawing all these unicorns instead of doing work. He's got writing like there's all of these things in this kid's life that he needs to sort of grab by the horns and overcome and get healing from. And and so it's set up really strongly at the beginning, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. So NeverEnding Story is a coming of age story.
Yeah.
But the only journey that this kid goes on, is that he reads a book and then gets a dragon thing. Luck monster.
Yes
crap.
And no. I think you're missing some crucial plot development here.
Uh-huh.
He is Atreyu.
But he's not. He's just a kid reading a book.
But it's not a normal book.
Right. And
Him and Atreyu are intrinsically linked. The movie points this out twice very strongly. The first time is when Atreyu is seeking the oracle and he looks into the mirror And the mirror shows your true self. Who does he see?
He sees Bastion.
He sees Bastion.
Yes.
Second thing, or at the end, the princess is talking to him and says, the boy is already here. He's always been here. You brought him here. He's felt everything you've felt. He's traveled and done everything you've done. The two of them are intrinsically linked in the story.
So what I think is strange then, because no, I did pick up on that, but then as soon as I realized that was what was happening, I instantly thought, oh, it's dumb that they didn't have the same kid play both roles. It doesn't actually have to be Bastion getting sucked into the book in like a page master kind of way, but have him play
I don't think you
both
do.
roles.
I think it makes the, call it a twist of the story, too obvious. So I think it's definitely a coming of age story because Atreyu has that coming of age journey. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then if they're intrinsically linked, then so does Bastion. Now, do they have to be the same actor? I don't think they do. Bastion wants to be Atreyu, but he doesn't see himself as Atreyu.
Okay.
Right? Like when you play a video game, there's lots of video games out there where you can create your own character.
Sure.
Right? But when you play, let's say Splinter Cell, right? Sam Fisher.
Right.
Right? You play Sam Fisher. You feel like you're Sam Fisher playing the game because you're playing the game. You're playing it the way you want to play it.
I've never felt like Sam Fisher.
When you're playing the game, right? Like
sure.
you're letting yourself kind of get into the mind and headspace of how Sam Fisher would navigate these obstacles.
Right.
But you don't look like. I think that's the kind of what they're trying to portray here.
Even if there is some growth, right? Okay. Even if Bastion does kind of go on an adventure, right? Even if he's not just a kid sitting reading a book, even if he has like some aha moments, it doesn't take away from the fact that all of the shit set up in the beginning is never dealt with.
Right. Okay.
Aside from the bullies, in which case it's just come out of the sky in some rinky-dink
which is a wild
final
thing
shot
to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
none of that's touched on.
yeah,
Which makes the film feel incomplete.
I'm curious what are the big standouts for you in that?
Like, what are the things that I felt needed?
Yeah, didn't get wrapped up that were set up or felt like they were set up on purpose or whatever.
The tension between son and father as a result of
right
the attitude issues and the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
The and maybe through that you would also wrap up sort of the, dad has some line that's a little less like, yep, mom's dead, but we got to keep trucking, son? Like gives him a hug or something.
Little shot on the shoulder. Keep going, buddy.
Right. Something like that. And then ultimately, like, I think you need to see him, it's all like, oh, you're skipping school. You're not, blah, blah, blah. And then he skips school to stay home and read a book.
He stays at the school, but
he
skips school.
Doesn't attend class.
Just a math test.
And then, so to see see him asking the teacher or telling his dad, I'm going to ask tomorrow and see if it's not too late to try out for the swim team, or like, you know, whatever the things
Right.
that Bastian, that it's set up. I don't think it's set up that these are just things that his dad wishes he would do. These are Bastian's interests that he has lost interest in light of his grieving of his mother. He doesn't feel like wanting to do any of the things he used to do.
Or has had recent interest in since his mother passed, but is too afraid to do it.
Is too afraid to do it. And none of that is ever touched on, addressed, revisited in any way.
I would say one, pretty much everything you said there might be more that you didn't say, but what you said so far outside of the bully thing all really happened in like the first 5 minutes of the film.
Yeah, but it is the setup of who this character is.
Very important for the setup of the character. So I don't think that's unimportant. I don't think it needs as much weight maybe as you give it, but I would agree. In the end, though, I would agree with you that it would have been nice to have some sort of
because otherwise it feels
some
incomplete.
kind of point there. One of those things, and I agree. The only thing they do kind of that they touch on to show the change of character, his growth at the end of his coming of age story, outside of saying his mom's name to the thundering sky, is chasing bullies luck dragon.
and so in a way it kind of becomes, you know, and it's like, oh, and then Bastian went on many more adventures and could make any wish that he wanted and was going to rebuild Fantasia bigger and better, and you know,
we'll see it in the NeverEnding Story 2.
And so so in some ways any of the growth that he actually has is really undermined and not actually growth, because it's like, well, Bastian didn't necessarily, like, most of his growth points or where he is at the end of this film is not a person who is now ready to take on, face, and deal with his actual life and real life problems.
Right.
He's actually just a kid that can now continue to avoid them all by living in this fantasy world and hiding from his issues. Right. So, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. There's a little bit of undermining of his growth there because, again, the real life problems that are set up for him are not things that we see him now suddenly equipped to be able to deal with, which just makes the film feel incomplete to me, right? I think it would have been fine not to. You could have done this film, not set up that he's having any of those issues, like literally cut that entire morning kitchen scene out and just had the whole setup for this be
the bullies.
You don't even need the bullies. Just some kid that wanders into an old bookshop, finds an old book, starts reading it, goes on a journey. Through this journey, through the reading, you could start to reveal that, oh yes, he's got some areas in which he can grow and blah blah blah. But you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of setup of issues.
I think
that aren't actually dealt with.
Your other thing is the other thing you were kind of wanting is more compelling, though, is
just resolve these.
Having him go from the school to
for sure, it's a deeper story.
From the school to
it's a deeper story. But I'm saying one or the other would work. Either don't give us that kitchen scene, or give us the kitchen scene and give us a scene at the end to show how this journey has improved those.
I'm saying the
issues.
kitchen scene is very impactful.
It is,
and that would be the better payoff
if dealt with.
Yeah.
If
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I do have a positive.
Hang on. So I just, because so the two issues you've raised so far are in the vacuum of this being standalone, but we've already figured out that, okay, this this is only half of the book, and the other half of the book is the second. So I just quickly Googled like how soon after this one was announced, or an AI says the announcement of the NeverEnding Story 2, the next chapter, was not made soon after the release of the first film. While the first film was intended to cover only the first half of the novel, plans for a sequel were delayed for several years due to legal issues.
Yeah, the sequel comes out 6 years later.
Yeah. So it sounded like maybe there was some intent there, but it just it hit a bunch of walls.
This film did make money, but not a ton. It had a $27 million budget.
It's no Lord of the Rings.
$27 million budget. It made $100 million. Which, again, a lot of people would look at that and go, well, they quadrupled their... Oh, no. They doubled their money because you have to factor in marketing, like cutting a trailer together and stuff like that. It's not included in the cost of the budget. That's just film production. And so, yeah, I mean, doubled their budget. It didn't lose money, but I do wonder, was it received well? Wasn't gracious humor. Vincent Canby panned the film as a graceless, humorless fantasy for children in a 1984 review in the New York Times.
Well, it's definitely fantasy for children.
Canby's criticism charged that parts of the film sounded like the pre-teenager's guide to existentialism. He further criticized the tacky special effects, and the construction of the dragon looked like an impractical bath mat.
That's harsh.
Colin Greenland reviewed the NeverEnding Story for Imagine magazine and thought the film and its story were clumsily edited.
Imagine? Is that a popular magazine?
Uh,
Who was the first guy? Who did he write for?
New York Times.
Okay.
Robert Ebert, the Chicago Sun-Times, gave it 3 out of 4 stars, praised its visual effects, saying that an entirely new world has been created because of them. A comment echoed by Variety. Ebert's co-host, Gene Siskel, said the special effects and art direction were cheap-looking, and that Falkor, the luck dragon, resembled a cheap toy. He also referred to Noah Hathaway as a dullard and said that the film was much too long. Ebert pointed out that the film was only 90 minutes. Joshua Tyler of Cinema Blend called the film one of a few true masterpieces in the fantasy genre. So it sounds like, because it's got an
Noah Hathaway is who played Atreyu.
Yeah. So it's got an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes from a critic score. But again, those were scores that were not able to be entered until 15, 16 years after this film came out. It sounds like the reviews that were coming out at the time were extremely mixed.
Yeah.
Extremely mixed.
Well, Siskel and Ebert had almost opposing views on the special effects.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into that.
So, let me just read this real quick. This is interesting. In 2009, Warner Brothers were in the early stages of creating another adaptation of the novel, a remake.
Mm-hmm.
They intended to examine the more nuanced details of the book rather than remake the original film. In 2011, producer Kathleen Kennedy said that problems securing the rights to the story may mean that a second adaptation is not meant to be. In September 2022, a bidding war for the film and television rights of the NeverEnding Story between studios and streamers had emerged. In March 2024, Michael Endy, who's the author of the original novel, Productions, in association with Seesaw Films, announced plans for a series of films based on the book. So it sounds like there's a reboot of NeverEnding Story coming.
Cool.
Just driving home the fact that the story will, in fact,
Never end.
never end.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about?
Oh, I just that last point you made there, that the story will never end. It
is
just,
too long.
It just pointed something else out to me. There's a third party to that intrinsic link that the movie's trying to portray, and that we as the audience viewing the movie, following Bastion's story, are kind of like, it's a line right at the end that the princess says,
Right.
that we as the viewer of Bastion are kind of the same way Bastion is viewing Atreyu.
Right.
Like we are part of the never-ending story because we are watching Bastion as Bastion is watching. I thought, just want to throw that in there. That was, I really like that line.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It does feel too long, but it's not actually too long because it's only 90 minutes. That just ends up being a pacing issue.
yeah. I was gonna ask you a question before I got sidetracked. Rabbit holed. Take it somewhere.
I do have a
remember.
positive.
What's your positive?
The song.
The
song's great.
The Never-Ending Story song.
Story.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
We almost missed it.
So that's fine.
They didn't use it in the German extended cut.
Yeah, we were watching the wrong version at first. Song's great. I do think that the effects are weird as shit, but largely impressive for the time.
Yeah.
There's a
where I
lot of
was
working
saying we
pieces and
should go,
mechanical
yeah.
stuff going on here. Some very impressive puppets for the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So for the time, there are some that hit home better than others, for sure. Like Falcor, there are times Falcor does seem janky. but there are other ones like the snail in the beginning looks really good for the time.
Yeah.
And the bat. So there are some, the crowd of people at the very beginning on the Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
That crowd was like, those are some incredible practical makeup effects on those people and creatures and
multiple faces.
Yeah.
I can see why this shit was the shit of nightmares for children.
Yeah. Well, when Atrax dies in the swamp,
Yeah.
that's, as a child, that's heart-wrenching.
Yep.
And so
It does jankily cut back and forth between an actual horse and a horse puppet.
but it's still like, as a kid, you don't notice that. But it happens really early. I do not remember it happening that early.
Yeah.
I was expecting that to happen like halfway through the film when I've had a little bit more time to connect with the two of them.
Yeah.
But really, they go on they're sent away off on their journey. There's a scene of them waking up in a beautiful glade.
Yep.
They travel across some scenery, and then they're in the swamp of sorrows or whatever it's called.
Sadness or
Sadness,
something.
yeah.
Which hurts it because you really don't have time to
You emotionally attached.
Get attached
Which
to
as
this
soon as they
horse.
started walking through the swamp, that was my thought. I was like, wait a minute.
already.
Really? I want to get attached to him first.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a kid, you get attached.
You're sad no matter what,
Yeah, you
right?
get attached a little quicker. I think the acting in that moment was pretty decent. I don't think it was top notch, but I think it was.
I thought the
decent.
kid did a good job in that moment. Yeah, in the freaking out, the panicking. Come on, you got to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think to my initial impression, like there are moments in this film where the acting and the effects really work, and then there are moments when they don't. This is one of those moments where like I think everything worked really well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree.
Yeah. The set, the acting, it's great. I liked a lot of the sets in this. There were very few sets in this because they're all practical sets. Well, that's not true. When they're riding Falcor, it's very obviously some kind of green screen effect.
That isn't working very well.
No.
You can see the blue or the green remnants all the way around Falcor.
But like all the practical sets, there's only a few practical sets that look kind of janky. But oh man, yeah.
Story overall, I think it's, and maybe this is the book, maybe it's the movie. I think it's lazy ass writing. Like, I think it's so lazy, and because all of the dialogue is just so convenient and is kind of like especially like the Emperor, and for example, not especially, but for example, the Emperor is talking to Bastian at the end, right? And this,
Just
like,
give me a name.
All that's
you
left.
already know it.
All that's left is
You
this
just
grain
have
of
to say
sand.
it.
Blah blah blah. And then he's like, "Oh," and she's like, "It's okay though. It can come back. It can, and it'll be better than ever. You have as many dreams as you want.
You wish
Isn't
as
that
many
wonderful?
wishes as you
And
want."
you just blah blah blah. And everything's a possibility. And it felt like Fantasia didn't have there were no rules of this world, right? Like, there was no rules. I didn't walk away from Fantasia going, I have an understanding of what this world is, right? Like, you watch the
wolf's
first
description didn't do it for you?
No, because it shared sort of an Alice in Wonderland quality in that sense, and that Wonderland is, you can think you've got Wonderland pinned, and then all of a sudden you're introduced to all kinds of new shit that you hadn't seen before. This was kind of like that, but without the wonderful spectacularness of Alice in Wonderland, of great characters such as the Mad Hatter and the Cheshire Cat, and
the great characters. Okay,
characters are weak.
But I would push back on that. There's I forget how you worded your initial point there.
Lazy writing.
Yeah, like the fact that it's all kind of like just
whatever. Just say something.
Well, like Fantasia is the hopes and dreams and all that of all everybody, of all humanity.
Yeah.
And it's falling apart because he's coming of age, and he's being told he's got to keep his feet on the ground, and he's in possession of the book at the moment, and that's what the wolf is kind of telling him, right? And the whole point of the finale, and it is very childlike writing, like it's very simple, not childlike, it's written for a child, for children, and simplistic in that manner. As an adult, I'm with you. Like, watching it's like, okay, well, this is not deep.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can make all the wishes I want, and then Fantasia comes back. But I don't think it's lazy. I think it's purposeful. Like, it's written purposeful so that a child can understand that, oh, Atrax can come back because he can wish him back. And
right.
Everybody can come back because he can just wish him back, right? And his hopes and dreams, and if he keeps his head in the clouds, then Fantasia can not only live, it can be better. Because he likes drawing unicorns during math class instead of keeping his feet on the ground and learning math. But I would push back and say it's not lazy. It's purposely written simplistic for the audience. I don't think we're the audience. Even like if we were our age and it was 1984, this film wasn't made for us.
Right. No, you're right. And I think that like, look, like that's the nostalgia thing.
That's what you're missing.
Right.
You
And
didn't see it as a kid.
There is like as kids, when we're young,
Yeah.
we watch sometimes on repeat and enjoy some real garbage.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
yeah.
awful films.
Oh, yeah.
That then, even though as an adult you can look at it and go, okay, this is actually isn't very, you still love it and get excited to see it and don't mind watching it every 10 years or whatever because it does that thing for you.
I think you can
Takes
take that
you back
further.
to being a kid.
You can take that thought pattern further and say, as a kid, you could have watched a great film over and over again. I have a perfect example that kind of parallels I think it's better than this film, but The Land Before Time. You've seen The Land Before Time.
Yeah, long time
Yeah.
ago. Just the first one, I think.
I've just kind of what I watched this week. I watched Land Before Time this past weekend.
Wow.
Again,
Just screwing
second
everything up.
time in the last little while.
Yeah.
My boys love dinosaurs.
dinosaurs,
They
yeah.
like dinosaurs. Want to watch the dinosaur movie? Okay, well, which dinosaur movie do I want to watch?
Yeah.
So we watched The Land Before Time again. It's a great film, but the dialogue is not super deep,
Right.
right? Like,
Now, we talked about this. Are you going to show them the, like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4,
I'm not
5,
going
6.
into any of the other ones.
There's 14 Land Before Time movies.
I have seen the second one, and it is horrible by comparison to the first.
The Great Valley?
Yeah, it's
I think
bad.
maybe I have seen that one.
It's bad.
Really?
Oh yeah, like compared to the first one, it's half the movie that the first one is,
Interesting.
and they only get worse. they only get worse. So yeah, that would be kind of my counterpoint to the point you're making on the writing.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't think it's Oscar worthy writing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it wasn't written for us.
Right.
And and again, kind of reiterating the point, because you don't have the nostalgia factor that others do, like myself, it's harder for you to probably maybe get to that mindset. I don't know. Is that is that worth saying? Is that
could
accurate,
be?
you think?
Yeah, could be. Yeah. I mean, my point here was just that, like, you know, I think that I don't think this is a great film. But I understand the iconicism of it because there are DVDs on my shelf right now that are just childhood favorites of mine, because I watched them at a young enough age that if I were to put them on now, I would go, oh yeah, this is a pretty janky Disney Channel-esque kind of thing from the late 90s or early 2000s. But it's kind of fun. It's fun.
From a certain point of view.
Yeah. From a certain point of view, it's not bad. Right? I'm curious to pull up.
Get that Star Wars reference in there.
I'm curious to pull up
Check that off your movie.
the
man.
one
Bingo
specifically that I'm thinking of and see what it's got on Rotten Tomatoes.
What movie are you thinking of?
Halloween Town.
Halloween Town. Have I seen Halloween Town?
Oh God. We could be going down no, because you're not going to like them. It's got an 83 critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 72 audience score.
Wait, why does it have the three witches from
What?
the first picture when I search Halloween Town?
it's
It's
not.
got the
No,
three
no,
witches from what's it called?
From Hocus Pocus.
Hocus
No.
Pocus.
Halloween Town's got Debbie Reynolds in it.
Oh yeah, I definitely have not seen this.
Oh, interesting. Maybe come Halloween, that'll be the rabbit trail I take you down instead of picking a really scary horror series. What?
Yeah, I'd enjoy that. I might not enjoy the film, but I would enjoy that.
Not going down the. Yeah. I think those are all the things I can think to say. It's just it just feels like a big messy mess of a film for me. Just a coherent story, but only just kind of
Yeah,
not fully.
I wouldn't say it's a messy mess. I would say it's got
The script
it's
could have
got
used a
good
couple
bones.
more
It's
passes.
got good bones that needed a little more polish.
Yeah. Yeah, or a lot a bit more polish, but yeah.
I don't think it would have needed that much.
Well, it's
I think
the great thing about film.
I think
right?
a scene at the end, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, to kind of tie into that earlier scene with the dad, and then maybe either remove a couple of those traveling scenes to make room for a little more character building moments. Then
Right.
yeah, I don't think you need to add much or take away much.
Right. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
an opinion.
rate it.
Yep. It's your film. You go first.
I go first. This is, let's see, add the 2,
Carry the one.
carry the 1 minus, divide by 4.
Careful dividing.
That's
'cause
a
you'll never hit
brackets,
zero.
so I got to multiply that and then do the whole equation over again. Because brackets from first.
Bed pass.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm going to rate this lower than you think I am. What do you think I'm going to give it? I shouldn't have said that first.
I'll answer like what I would have. I'll answer as though you have not said that.
Okay.
I would have guessed that you were gonna give it like an 8.
Oh yeah, I'm going lower than an 8. My kind of initial thought, my gut goes in right away. Okay, 5. It's not garbage. It's not great. It's middle of the road, but I think it's good enough that if you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. So I think that adds a few points. So I'm going to give it a 6.
6.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 1 extra point for that. I think it's iconic enough and it's good enough that it's worth your time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
I really didn't enjoy it. Like,
I could tell.
there are films where often I say, you know what, I probably wouldn't watch it again. It wasn't for me, but ultimately I'm glad I watched it. I would have put this, prior to watching it, I would have put this in that category. I would have assumed that this would be in that category because it's a never-ending story, and I had never gotten around to see
it out
it.
of that category and dropped it in a basket somewhere on the floor.
I haven't gained anything by watching this. I'm not
It hasn't satisfied.
I'm not like,
the
oh,
desire.
well, at least I finally watched NeverEnding Story. I'm like, oh, God, okay, well, I'm ashamed that I've ever wasted any thoughts on feeling
Shame.
like I should.
Ouch.
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought you would have went a little higher.
No.
Like I would think and you would at least give it like a 4 or a 5.
No. And I mean, I would be curious to see. Don't show me the second one, but I would be curious if I were scoring the first and the second one together as a, like, if it kind of completes the story a little bit, if it kind of.
Yeah. Again, I would have seen the last time I saw this one. It would have been shortly after I seen the second one.
Right. Yeah.
So like both of them I haven't seen in over 20 years. All
Right.
three of them. I think I've seen the third one. I don't know.
Right.
But I definitely remember seeing the second one. But I don't know if it's better or not, and I don't know. I can't remember enough of the story to know if it how well it ties into this and how much more if it wraps up any of those storylines.
And to be completely honest with you, I'm disappointed. I wanted to like this.
Yeah.
It's the never-ending story. But I did say, like, you know, this is either going to
rock your socks.
It's either going to be great or it's going to be awful, and I knew that. I knew that, you know, that I was going to strongly be one or the other.
Yeah.
So,
well, in 20 years, I'm sure people will think the same thing about Lord of the Rings.
right. What'd you watch this week?
I watched Land Before Time.
Right.
Man, that's a good film. I like that film. Where's the rest? I finished Andor.
Oh yeah, season 2.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Good. And then the next night I watched Rogue One because you got to finish the story.
Yeah. So is that? I mean, you can tell me this is because I haven't read. Is there plans for an Andor season 3, or is Andor season 2 clearly
season 3 is Rogue One?
It's okay. It's clearly the lead into
it essentially. Andor season 2 ends, and you jump right into Rogue One, and it's like, oh, this is why he's
planned as a 2-season story. Okay, perfect.
I then watched. I was in a Star Wars kick, so I watched some Tales of the Underworld.
I have not watched any of it yet. Obviously, Brianna and I have been working through Star Wars, so it's on my.
I mean, the Tales. I like the Star Wars Tales stories. They're short. They're like quick 15-minute stories.
I thought Jedi was stronger than
6 episodes total. 2 stories in 3 parts.
Yeah, I thought Tales of the Jedi was a little bit stronger than Tales of the Empire, but still
agreed.
good. Well, because it was what's her face,
the girl from Boba Fett, or not Boba Fett, but from
the Night Sister from Dathomir.
Yeah,
and then the other one was
I don't remember.
From Clone Wars. She's the one that like essentially.
Oh, Asajj Ventress.
No. She's the one
Asajj Ventress is in
Tales.
Underworld.
No, it's the one Barriss.
Barriss Offee.
Barriss is the one that causes Ahsoka to leave the Order.
Yeah, her story was good. The other one wasn't.
Like, eh. Although the fun thing about the other one, whatever her name is,
I can't remember. Because they introduced her
Morgan
in Mandalorian. Morgan Elsbeth.
Elsbeth.
Something
like that. The cool thing about that is that you do see her end up in that like fortress thing with the walls.
Yeah.
That you do see in Mandalorian. So it does tie nicely into that. But
I would say Underworld is better than Empire, the Tales of the Empire.
Because it's like Asajj Ventress and Cad Bane and stuff like that, right?
Is Cad Bane and Asajj Ventress, yes. Yeah. Might not be as good as Jedi, but still, they're
Jedi
equal.
gave us some like
I would say
big behind the scenes.
The thing that Jedi has in its advantage is the two characters you follow through the 3-story arcs are notable for everybody.
Right.
They're big characters.
Right.
Tales of the Empire, you got one character who's very new and only in Mandalorian and Ahsoka. And then you've got another character who you'll only be attached to if you watch the Clone Wars.
Right.
Tales of the Underworld, only if you watch the Clone Wars, you're going to care.
Right.
I watched Clone Wars, so I care.
As have I.
But having seen all of it, I think Underworld is definitely better than Tales of Empire. Okay. Anyway, and I watched John Wick 4 because it's on Netflix.
Oh.
And it's a fun action flick.
You know, I've only seen John Wick 1.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a fun series. It is like, I like a good shut your brain off action flick. Like, I really like them.
Yep.
But even this one makes you like,
You got to turn your brain back on a little.
like your brain kind of gets jump started.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that you're going click, wait a minute. It's like for your brain, the movie makes your brain go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I need you to record him saying it so that we can make it a sound on the sound pad.
Yeah, that might be hard, but I'll try. I could try. But that'd be really fun. Like they have like bulletproof suits.
Right.
So like John Wick is constantly like grabbing the breast of his suit,
Yeah.
and pulling it up over his head to protect his head and peeking out over it as if it's a shield.
So dumb.
Right?
But so great.
Which, okay, that doesn't jumpstart my brain, but that's like the absurdity that this story goes in. The absurdity that jumpstarts my brain is there's a big shootout that happens in the middle of the street, and he gets hit by at least 6 cars. And when I say hit, I mean like launched into the air, spinning around 3 times before he smacks the ground.
At which point,
He gets up, grabs the breast of his jacket to block his face shooting over it. And it's like, whoa, wait, he just got hit by a car. He just got hit by another car.
Right.
There's another car. He got hit by another car.
And I mean, at that point, you have to sort of a little bit be like, hang on.
The jacket can stop bullets. Okay. But that doesn't stop his leg from getting broken from a car.
Right.
Like, bulletproof vests stop and absorb the impact of a pinpoint shot, not a sledgehammer being
Blunt force
smacked into you.
Yeah.
Like, oh my, the amount of times he gets hit by cars a lot in all these films.
Yeah.
And
No
it's
broken bones.
And it's pretty crazy. Like the first one, it happens once or twice, and it happens a couple times in the other ones. But when it happens once and the action hero gets up, you're like, okay, he's a tough guy. But when it happens like 6 times in a row, you're rolling the dice of improbability now.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a moment.
Yeah.
But it is the last time we'll see John Wick on the film unless they do some kind of prequel.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Screw you.
I'm going to have to edit that out because it's like a new movie still. You can't do that. I don't care.
It's not that new. It's on Netflix.
When did it come out?
I don't know.
This year.
It came out a while ago.
Didn't it come out in 2025?
24.
Did it?
Oh, yeah. Like a year ago. Maybe more.
John Wick 4. Okay. Yeah, it came out a long time ago. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they are, because he's in Ballerina.
John Wick?
Yeah. He's in From the World of John Wick, Ballerina is the name of the film.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he'll show up in it.
Yeah, he's in it.
What? Really?
Yes.
Ugh,
Well, obviously, it's a prequel.
I don't like it.
You don't like other stories in the world, like showing some of his.
I don't think I need how he ended up where he got there.
But it sounds like he's not in the film much. Like he makes a cameo. It's about
cameo.
It's about Anna de Armas's
cameo
character, the
might be
ballerina.
okay.
Yeah, no, it's not a. Yeah,
I'd be more interested because nobody is apparently supposed to take place in the same universe. Apparently,
like
loosely connected. If it is connected, I would be more interested in seeing a prequel to Nobody.
yeah, like that's the poster. It's very much not about him.
That's animated.
No, it's not. Oh well, you're looking at the images off to the side, you moron.
Picture.
That's it. Is that all the? That's what you watched?
I mean, yeah, that's all I watched.
All right.
What did you watch?
Um.
Oh, Mad Men. Watched Mad Men with my wife. It was
Right.
Good show. Anyway, what'd you watch?
I think just one thing. Busy week. Just wild
yeah.
busy week.
Yeah. Your life's hitting you hard.
We got one episode left to go on Obi-Wan. And we'll be done watching Obi-Wan again.
When did you start watching Obi-Wan?
This week.
You finished Bad Batch and jumped into Obi-Wan?
Finished Bad Batch, then we watched Tales of the Empire.
Okay.
And then watched... Oh, no. So, yeah, but we watched Solo.
Oh, did you?
Which I think...
Okay.
Did I not tell you about?
No.
Okay. We watched Solo.
Don't Pete.
It was okay. It was like... It's good. Like, I have a fun time with it. No complaints. Yeah. Went from Solo into Obi-Wan. With only one episode left to go... And I mean, this is just kind of those, sometimes opinions change and sometimes whatever. We've only got one episode left to go, which I'm pretty sure is a great episode because it's the one with the big showdown.
Right.
First 5 episodes? This show is fantastic. I have no issues. A little bit of a continuity thing, right? Because you're like... It makes the years ago you served my father in the Clone Wars line a little weird from Leia. When it's like, actually 9 years ago, you and I went on a big adventure together.
I need your help again, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That might have been a more appropriate.
Well, ooh, interesting. Hang on a second, because she is sending a message to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
How does he?
He only refers to himself as Ben in Obi-Wan. He's keeping that facade, that cover up.
She doesn't know.
She might not know it's the same guy.
Right.
Interesting. Maybe. I don't know. So anyways, but yeah, great show. Just having an absolute ball with it.
Good.
So, and then after that, we're moving straight into Rebels.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear how you like Rebels. I think it'll be kind of like Clone Wars for you, where it takes a little bit.
I'm sure it will.
But then because the first season drags. It's really not until Ezra kind of starts his Jedi training that starts getting good.
And I'm excited that I'm watching it with Brienne this time. Mm-hmm. Right. And so, because I haven't seen Rebels yet.
Right.
And so this will be the first Star Wars show that I'm starting from ground zero. I mean, yes and no. I know some stuff about it having seen Ahsoka. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder if that'll change Ahsoka for you at all.
Well, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get way more out of Ahsoka.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to it's been a while since we reviewed Ahsoka.
But Ahsoka is basically
I feel like I did enjoy Ahsoka.
It's just a follow-up. It's a direct follow-up to... Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, okay, but I don't actually know who Sabine is. and I don't actually know
You didn't care.
who. Like, I don't really care about Hera,
Yeah.
and I don't really care about Chopper.
When we find Sabine in that tower house,
I mean, I liked Sabine,
yeah.
but what I didn't care about when we watched Ahsoka was like, okay, yeah, like everyone's all butthurt about this Ezra
There's
guy.
no familiarity.
Yeah,
there
everyone's
for
all
you.
butthurt that this Ezra guy is missing. I don't know if I care. Right? I don't.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's all I watched. I think. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all listed down below. We have a Patreon page where you can support the show, get some fun stuff in return. Helps keep the lights on and like ultimately just, you know, the main transactional part of Patreon is you being like, hey, you know, you guys have now for the last 6 years delivered this podcast and never charged a dime for it. But I've been listening and enjoying it. And so maybe you're worth $3 a month for a year or something like that.
If you don't start paying us, then we'll go off the air. So we'll hold it hostage.
Yeah, it would be like, screw you. You don't get to know what we think about cats too.
I don't want to make another. What? No.
Or you don't get to hear Carl's fresh out of the theater reaction to the final Conjuring film. You know. That one's less negotiable. That just is what it is. And we have merch.
I don't want to do the thing.
And we have merch.
What the heck? The t-shirt.
What the heck?
What the heck?
Like WHATDA heck? What the heck?
WHADA heck.
What
the heck?
A
Space.
What
the heck? What the heck?
What the heck?
What the heck?
Question mark.
Question mark.
Done.
What the heck?